On this quiet Saturday morning, I come before you with a heart that is ready to slow down. The week behind me has carried many demands, many conversations, many decisions, and many moments that required strength, focus, and endurance. Some parts of the week may have felt productive, while others may have felt draining. There may have been pressure, uncertainty, and responsibilities that stayed on my mind even after the day was over. But today feels different. This morning gives me a chance to pause, to breathe more deeply, and to remember that life is not meant to be lived in constant tension. Today I seek rest, not only for my body, but for my spirit. Today I ask you for renewal. Gracious God, thank you for bringing me to this Saturday. Thank you for carrying me through the days that have now passed. Thank you for the strength you provided when I needed to keep going, for the wisdom you gave me when decisions had to be made, and for the quiet ways you protected me even when I did not notice it at the time. When I look back on the week, I can see that your hand has been present in more ways than I first understood. There were moments when I thought I was simply pushing through on my own, but now I realize that your grace was sustaining me all along. This morning I do not want to rush. I do not want to fill every moment with more noise, more pressure, or more worry. I want to rest in your presence. I want my thoughts to become calmer, my breathing to become slower, and my heart to remember that true renewal begins when I turn my attention back to you. The world often teaches us to keep moving, to keep producing, to keep carrying, and to keep striving. But your presence reminds me that there is also wisdom in being still. There is healing in quietness. There is strength in resting with you. Loving Father, many people wake up on a Saturday still carrying the weight of Monday through Friday. They may not even realize how much stress remains in their minds and bodies. Thoughts about unfinished work, unresolved situations, financial concerns, family matters, and unanswered questions can continue to follow them into the weekend. This morning I bring all of those lingering thoughts before you. I place them in your hands. I do not want to spend this day carrying what you never asked me to hold alone. Teach me to release the inward tension that has built up over the week. Sometimes weariness is not only physical. Sometimes the deepest fatigue lives in the mind and in the heart. It comes from overthinking, from carrying silent worries, from trying to stay strong through every situation, and from continuing forward without ever truly stopping to receive peace. Today, Lord, I ask you to restore those hidden places within me. Renew the parts of me that feel stretched thin. Refresh the places where discouragement has quietly settled. Bring calm to the thoughts that have been racing and rest to the emotions that have been carrying too much for too long. Faithful God, I thank you for the gift of rhythm in life. There is a time to work, a time to build, a time to persevere, and also a time to rest. That rhythm is not weakness, it is wisdom. It reminds me that I am human, that I have limits, and that I was never designed to live disconnected from your peace. When I ignore rest, I become more vulnerable to anxiety, irritability, and exhaustion. But when I make room for your presence, something within me begins to settle again. My perspective becomes clearer. My thoughts become less scattered. My heart becomes more grounded. As this Saturday morning unfolds, help me receive this day as a gift, rather than another burden. Let me see the beauty of a slower pace. Let me notice the blessings that are easier to overlook during a busy week. A quiet room, a calm morning, a gentle breeze, a breath taken without hurry. These simple things may seem small, yet they remind me that your kindness is woven into ordinary moments. They remind me that not every blessing arrives with noise. Some blessings come softly. Merciful Father, renew my spirit today. Restore clarity where my thoughts have become crowded. Restore strength where energy has been worn down. Restore peace where stress has tried to take root. I ask not only for temporary relief, but for deep renewal, the kind that reaches the inner places and prepares me to continue with steadiness and grace. Let this Saturday become a day where I reconnect with what truly matters. Let it be a day where my soul is reminded that I am safe in your hands, guided by your wisdom, and sustained by your love. And as this morning continues, help me remain aware that renewal is not found in escaping life, but in resting in you in the middle of it. Let this be the beginning of a calmer day, a clearer mind, and a heart that feels restored by your presence. Creator of life, as this Saturday continues, I remain in this quiet moment with you. The world around me may already be moving, people beginning their plans, responsibilities waiting to be handled, and many voices filling the day. Yet in this moment, I choose not to rush forward. I choose to stay in this space of reflection a little longer, allowing my mind to become still and my spirit to settle into the calm that your presence provides. Throughout the week, it is easy to become overwhelmed by everything that asks for our attention. Work demands effort, relationships require patience, decisions require thought, problems require solutions. Slowly, without realizing it, the mind becomes crowded with concerns. Thoughts start to race from one responsibility to the next, and even when the body tries to rest, the mind continues to carry the weight of unfinished matters. But today I release that burden into your care. You know every responsibility that lies ahead. You understand every situation that still needs resolution. Nothing about my life is hidden from you. Because of this, I do not need to hold everything with tension or fear. Instead, I can trust that your wisdom continues to guide my steps even when I do not yet see the full picture. God of restoration, allow this Saturday to become a place of recovery for my spirit. Let my thoughts slow down enough to recognize that I do not have to carry every worry at once. When my mind becomes quiet, I begin to notice things that stress had hidden from me. I begin to notice how your presence surrounds even the ordinary parts of life. Sometimes renewal begins in small ways. A moment of silence, a deep breath, a peaceful environment, a short pause where the heart remembers that life is not controlled by pressure alone. In these simple moments, your peace begins to rebuild what stress has worn down. Holy God, refresh my perspective today. When the week is busy, it becomes easy to focus only on problems or unfinished tasks. But today, I choose to look at my life through a different lens. I remember the blessings that have also been present throughout the week. There were opportunities, conversations, lessons, and moments of growth that might have been easy to overlook. There were situations where strength appeared when it was needed, where solutions came at the right time, and where protection quietly surrounded me. Thank you for those unseen moments of care. Gracious Father, I ask that this day would restore my emotional balance. Sometimes the exhaustion we carry is not physical, but emotional. Disappointments, misunderstandings, pressures, and expectations can slowly build up within us. When these things remain unresolved, they quietly drain our energy. Today, I ask you to release those emotional burdens. Replace frustration with patience. Replace tension with calm. Replace heaviness with peace. When my heart becomes lighter, my thoughts become clearer. When my thoughts become clearer, my decisions become wiser. And when my spirit is renewed, I can approach the coming days with strength rather than exhaustion. Faithful Shepherd, guide my heart toward gratitude today. Gratitude has the power to transform the way we see our lives. Instead of focusing only on what is missing or difficult, gratitude allows us to recognize what has already been given. Even during demanding weeks, there are still blessings that deserve to be acknowledged. Thank you for life. Thank you for breath. Thank you for the ability to continue moving forward. Thank you for the opportunities that still lie ahead. Every new day carries possibilities that have not yet been discovered. God of peace, help me remain present in this moment rather than worrying about tomorrow. Many people spend their days mentally living in the future, trying to predict outcomes and prepare for every possible challenge. But doing so often steals the peace that exists in the present. Today, I choose to trust that the future rests safely in your hands. You are already present in the days that have not yet arrived. Knowing this allows my heart to relax. I do not need to control every detail of what is coming. I simply need to walk forward with faith, knowing that your guidance will meet me at every step along the way. As this Saturday continues, I ask that your peace would remain with me. Let it guide my conversations, my thoughts, and the decisions I make throughout the day. Allow this renewed spirit to shape the way I approach the coming week. Instead of beginning the next week already exhausted, help me begin it refreshed. Instead of carrying the same worries forward, help me step into the new days with confidence and calm. May this Saturday become a turning point where rest restores my strength, where reflection renews my perspective, and where your presence reminds me that I never walk through life alone. With gratitude in my heart and peace filling my mind, I continue this day trusting that the renewal you initiate in moments of stillness will drive me forward with greater clarity and strength. Eternal God, as this Saturday progresses, I continue to quiet my thoughts in your presence. There is something deeply healing in these moments of calm, when the heart slows down and the mind no longer races from one worry to another. Life often teaches us to keep moving forward without pause. But your presence reminds me that renewal occurs when we allow ourselves to stop and reconnect with what truly sustains us. During the week, it's easy to forget how much our spirit needs this kind of stillness. Responsibilities can multiply quickly. Plans change. Unexpected situations arise. Sometimes we respond to these things with strength, but sometimes they leave us feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted. Without realizing it, we begin to drag that exhaustion from one day to the next. Today I lay that weariness before you. You see the moments where my energy has been stretched to its limit. You understand the situations that required patience and the decisions that demanded clarity. Even when I tried to remain strong, you knew when my heart felt tired. Because you understand every detail, I trust that your presence can restore what has been depleted. Source of peace, allow this moment to become a place where my spirit regains balance. Instead of continuing to hold tension in my thoughts, I release that pressure into your care. I remember that strength does not always come from striving harder. Sometimes strength comes from taking a step back, breathing deeply, and remembering that my life is guided by your wisdom and not by my constant effort. In these moments of stillness, I also become more aware of the ways you have been present throughout the week. There were situations that could have become overwhelming, but somehow they were resolved. There were days that seemed uncertain, but clarity appeared at the right time. There were moments when help arrived unexpectedly, reminding me that I am not alone in navigating life. Thank you for those hidden acts of care. Compassionate God, restore the confidence that sometimes fades during demanding seasons. When challenges appear repeatedly, it can be easy to question if we have the strength to continue. But your presence reminds me that resilience grows when we remain connected with you. When I rest in your guidance, I begin to see difficulties not only as obstacles, but also as opportunities to grow stronger in faith and understanding. May this day renew that confidence. Instead of focusing on everything that felt heavy during the week, help me to recognize the progress that has also taken place. Even small steps forward are significant. Even silent victories deserve gratitude. Life is often built through gradual growth rather than sudden transformation. Thank you for the patience you show in guiding that growth. Faithful Shepherd, guide my thoughts toward clarity today. A tired mind can easily become scattered, jumping from worry to worry without finding resolution. But when my thoughts rest in your presence, they begin to settle. Perspective returns. The things that once seemed overwhelming start to look more manageable. Your wisdom brings order to confusion. Your peace brings calm to anxious thoughts. Your presence reminds me that I do not have to solve everything alone. As this Saturday continues, I ask that my heart would remain open to the lessons this day offers. Sometimes renewal comes not only through rest, but also through reflection. Looking back on the week allows me to learn from what has happened, to appreciate what went well, and to release what no longer needs to be carried. Let this reflection be healthy rather than heavy. Help me recognize where growth has taken place. Help me see where patience was strengthened, where wisdom developed, and where resilience quietly increased. Even difficult moments can shape us into stronger and more compassionate people when they are placed in your hands. God of restoration, renew my inner strength so that the coming days can be approached with calm rather than pressure. Let the peace of this Saturday remain with me as I prepare to step into a new week. Instead of beginning that week already exhausted, help me begin it with clarity and steadiness. Your presence has the power to transform weariness into renewed energy. Your peace can replace stress with quiet confidence. Your guidance can lead each step forward with wisdom. For this reason, I choose to remain grounded in your presence today. I allow this Saturday to become more than just another day in the calendar. I allow it to become a moment where my spirit reconnects with its source of strength. And as I continue through this day, I carry the assurance that the renewal you provide will not fade quickly. It will continue shaping my thoughts, my decisions, and the way I face whatever lies ahead. With gratitude for this quiet restoration, I remain in your presence, trusting that the peace you give today will continue guiding my heart in the days to come. Living God, as this moment of prayer continues, I remain aware of how much peace begins to grow when I choose to slow down and focus on your presence. Life often moves at a relentless pace, and many people feel as though they are constantly trying to keep up with everything around them. Days pass quickly, responsibilities multiply, and the mind becomes filled with thoughts about what must be done next. Yet in the middle of all that movement, your presence offers something very different. A place of calm, a place where the soul can breathe again. Today, I choose to remain in that calm. Thank you for reminding me that rest is not wasted time. It is not a sign of weakness or a lack of discipline. True rest is a form of wisdom. It allows the body to recover, the mind to reset, and the spirit to reconnect with the deeper purpose that guides our lives. Without these moments of restoration, even the strongest people can become overwhelmed. But when we pause in your presence, something begins to change. Tired thoughts begin to settle. Heavy emotions begin to loosen. The pressure that once felt overwhelming starts to lose its hold. God of compassion, I ask that the renewal beginning in this prayer would remain with me throughout the rest of the day. Let the calm that I feel now continue guiding my thoughts and actions. Instead of rushing back into stress, help me carry this peaceful mindset with me as the hours pass. Sometimes it only takes a small shift in perspective to transform the way we experience a day. When the mind is filled with tension, even small tasks can feel exhausting. But when peace fills the heart, those same tasks become manageable. Your presence changes the way we approach life. Guide me to move through this Saturday with a renewed spirit. Let patience replace frustration. Let clarity replace confusion. Let calm replace the restless thoughts that often try to return. If worries begin to rise again, remind me gently that I have already placed them into your hands. Faithful guide, continue shaping my heart so that I can carry the lessons of this moment into the days ahead. The coming week will certainly bring new responsibilities and new challenges. Life always moves forward. Yet the renewal that begins today can prepare me to face those days with greater strength and confidence. Instead of entering the new week feeling drained, help me enter it with renewed energy. Instead of approaching challenges with anxiety, help me approach them with calm determination. Let the peace that fills this prayer remain quietly present within me. I also pray for those who are listening to these words right now. Many people are searching for the same renewal that I seek today. Some may be physically tired after demanding weeks. Others may be carrying emotional burdens that few people around them fully understand. There are those who feel discouraged, overwhelmed, or uncertain about what lies ahead. God of mercy, reach each of those hearts today. Bring rest to those who feel exhausted. Bring comfort to those who feel discouraged. Bring clarity to those who feel confused. Bring hope to those who feel uncertain. Let this moment of prayer become a reminder that no one walks through life alone. Your presence continues to surround every person who seeks you. Even when life feels complicated, your peace remains available to restore the heart. As this prayer comes toward its closing, I give thanks for the gift of this quiet Saturday moment. Thank you for the chance to step away from pressure long enough to reconnect with your presence. Thank you for the restoration that happens when we slow down and allow our hearts to rest in your care. May this renewal remain with me. May this calm guide my thoughts. May this peace shape my actions. And may the strength you restore today carry me forward with confidence into the days ahead. With gratitude for your constant presence, and with trust in the renewal you continue to provide, I place the rest of this day and the coming week into your hands.